All right, let's go. Okay, let's see. Last time we... let's see. We had just finished destroying the last of the Xenon around the 3 families, if I remember correctly. And I brought all the ships home, I think. Now we're just waiting on the last 5 Dragon Raiders before we can go to the next part of the split quest. Hello, Nova. And yes, you are indeed the first. So yeah, we just need those Dragon Raiders and we can go get stuff done. Yeah. Until then, I don't really think we need any more money, so I guess we're going to start just building ships to build a heavy giant fleet. Unfortunately, the Xenon seem a little weak. I definitely need to look up a mod to make the Xenon harder. Somehow. Which reminds me. Somebody mentioned a mod a couple streams ago that is supposed to make it so that you can tell people to please knock it off if you accidentally friendly fire them. I'm going to make a note. Let's see. Okay. Did it? Hello? Escape key? Something is seriously screwy here. Oh. There we go. Somehow the... Yeah. Let's try plugging this back in. Okay, there we go. The game is just being weird because it didn't have keyboard focus. Okay, let's just finish this note. Look for mod to allow radioing friendly fire targets to calm them down. Typing is a pain in the butt when it's at the wrong height and way out in front of you. Okay, I'll have to remember to check my notes later. Terran Defense Force doesn't care if it's Argon. Uses an excuse to go to war. Okay, where even am I? First of all. Oh, I'm on the first steps. Somebody must be buying ships from me because...
Awaiting orders.
Those aren't my orders. It looks like a whole bunch of baldricks. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have my expense multiplier for ship purchasing set to 150%. Yes, it is. Okay. And yet, they're still buying from me anyway. It's a little unfortunate, but I guess we can make more money that way than by selling stuff. I wonder if they pay me more per ship to buy them this way than if I just sold them directly to them. Oh well, anyway. So, the state of the galaxy. These 3 systems need to be cleared. And that's actually... No, wait. Up here in Wretched Skies. I need to explore Wretched Skies a little bit. And Litany of Fury. Wretched Skies is explored adequately. The Litany of Fury needs to be explored. Oh, hello, there's a K. Looks like he's about dead, though. No, his shield is about gone. There's a difference. AI has infinite money? Yeah. I should send a fleet up here. Let's take the fleet up here and just flatten all this. Becoming a problem. Also, I'm going to leave the wheelbarrow behind because I don't want to have to deal with it. Where is the penny? Marcus Cabaret Vide. Oh, okay. You come with me. Bring the penny home. If I remember correctly, I also had another ship out this way somewhere. Looks like there's some random S's hanging around out there. How's the rod? That's, I think, what I'm looking for right now. Let's find it in the list here. It's an open market headed home. Okay. Yeah. Because I only saw 1 Asgard here and there should have been 3. The others went off on an expedition and are now coming home. Okay, so we'll wait for them to come back before we send the fleet anywhere. Where's the wheelbarrow? It's also dark as ravine, though. Let's have it fly here separately. Okay. How many Dragon Raiders are we short? 5 of them, okay. Let's see. Oh. AI ships may still have trouble undocking with the docking mod. Let's get out of here. Teleport aboard the wheelbarrow. In your game, there's 2 Asgards and a fleet together protecting Mercury.
Entering system. Argus Ravine.
They should be able to handle that job. Mercury's pretty safe as far as systems go, from what I remember. Here's the jump button.
Entering Argus Ravine. 16.
Okay. I was going to say let's check our stations, but we only really have station. The others are just relatively boring defense stations that don't have anything going on. Okay, so we have about 7k computronic substrate. Silicon carbide's looking good. Metallic microlattice is looking good.
24.
Helium is low, but not as low as it's been in previous points in time. Was expecting an Osaka. Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference between an Osaka and an Asgard or 3. Okay, so I do believe our economy is still nice and solid. We could probably buy a couple sins. Okay, let's just get the fleet gathered and let's go off up north, blow stuff up. Matter of fact, there's the rod right now. The
Entering
penny
system. Fires of victory.
is on the way somewhere. Okay, DirecTV truck is apparently never going to get its equipment bought. Let's go ahead and remove its orders. And we will have it fly somewhere a little closer to home. Actually, we'll go over here to the Talati. And we'll buy advanced satellites. Boom. There we go. We'll leave it there even. The Talati are friendly enough for now. And there's no real reason to park it anywhere else at the moment. Actually, that might not quite be true. It
Entering
probably wouldn't
system.
hurt to bring it
2
over
grand.
here so we can use it. We don't need it in Wretched Skies. Litany of Fury might be nice. Okay, where are we? Wheelbarrows and 2 grand. I'm going to take and teleport to the Shape of Things to Come, and we're going to go do some exploring.
Entering system.
On my seat, please.
Family, Zin.
Thank you. Because we need to explore around Litany of Fury a little bit.
Asteroid.
Damn you, get out of the way. Okay.
Jump gate. Wretched
Yes,
skies.
that is our gate. Okay. Get ready on the engine kill. Make the corner the easy way, because this is a small ship after all. Doesn't take
Entering
forever and
system.
a year to charge
Wretched
up.
Skies.
There's the accelerator. Nice and easy to line up on that. Okay, right like so. Once the Asgards arrive with the rest of the fleet, we'll have them all move
Wretched
over here.
Skies. 5. Family. Phi.
Okay, over this way is the next gate we want to take. Actually, right over there it is. Think we can make it without? Okay, we can't make it. Oh, watch where you're going. Okay, there we go. There's an Asgard fleet, Earth and Moon, and 2 in Mercury. And what's in Mercury to need 2 Asgards? Well, that's where they keep their solar energy production, isn't it? Or at least that's where they should. Hello, Azure.
Awaiting orders.
Entering Wretched
Okay.
Skies. 10.
Wheelbarrows reached its parking place. Come on, autosave, hurry up. You filled your station up with microchip production? I think the only time I ever built microchip production, it was part of a push to get my own advanced electronics, I think it was, or whatever they're called. Can you explain how pilot versus manager works for the trade ships? As far as I can tell, and take this with a pretty big grain of salt because I haven't really looked into it too closely, the pilot doesn't matter at all once there's a manager ordering them around. But I'm not actually sure of that. The manager definitely determines things like the distance at which the ship can operate, like how many jumps over it can cover.
Entering system. Litany of Fury.
But The station manager skill is definitely what controls. I don't know if the pilot affects anything else as far as like has anything to do with the ship's actual ability. I don't really know what all the pilot skill affects is the thing. Worst case, your pilot will learn on the job, so. Managers, we flew right through that gate. Managers tend to learn pretty quickly on the job as well, so it's unlikely that low skill is really going to be a problem for long. Yeah, manager definitely determines the range at which the ship will work. I haven't figured out a way to tell them to work at less distance, though, except for giving them explicit whitelists or blacklists. Okay, there's a xenon that needs to blow up. But anyway. Pilot skill. I don't know what all it affects. I'd have to go look it up somewhere, see if anybody knows. And the main, I haven't really seen any, like I haven't noticed any major effects except for the different orders you can give them have limits, but yeah, manager skills, as far as I can tell, entirely down to the range. I don't think it affects like decision making in any way, as far as them making good or bad trade decisions. I don't think anything affects that, but I could be wrong. Okay, I don't see many other stations, not systems. Don't see anything. There's a friendly something over there. Yeah. Also, as far as I can tell, you don't need a manager for a station unless that station is going to have ships assigned to it. So the station will, as far as I can tell, automatically handle buying and selling stuff for the station without a manager. Although I've never tried assigning stations to a ship that didn't, or ships to a station that didn't have. No, that's not true. I've assigned, I think I was, let me check something here. Do I have a manager at the pinwheel? I do, okay, so I can't check it now. Do I have a manager assigned at the defense platform here? Yes, I do, okay. I can't remember if I've ever assigned I know I've assigned a ship to this station when it was still under construction to haul for its build storage at one point. But I can't remember if I had a manager assigned yet or not then. Probably did. Lost another trade ship, now you're sending a small 2-ship escort. Net worth is 33 million, only one station. Oh. I'm pretty sure I've said it before, but the whole objective of the game is to change that. Having a trade rule for your faction only is really helpful. Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't apply it globally or anything, but I always make a rule, I just name it only buy from us. And then apply that to things that I don't want to be sold to other people, or particularly for building stuff where I'm producing whatever material it is. I can let ships automatically supply the station, but have them not waste money buying it from AI.
9.
Pretty useful. Okay.
Jump gate.
Let's go through that gate.
Pride.
Terrans came in and popped all the roids except the ice around your station. I think they'll respawn. Well, I'm sure they'll respawn. I just don't know what the conditions are for it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what the conditions are for asteroid respawns. The reason I'm sure they respawn is because I'm pretty sure I've flown through the same asteroid several times with a large ship. Okay.
Entering
Hello.
system. Emperor's Pride.
This is a much more interesting system than the previous one. It isn't everything is red. Okay. Just kind of drift around this place. Can you set a station hauler to sell and not buy? I don't know. I've never tried. I'm pretty sure if you order them to trade for the station and you just don't have any materials listed for purchase, that would do the job. But outside of that, I don't know. You can definitely set it not to buy a particular material. You just set buy limit to 1, like Nova says. Okay, I don't really see any other stations around here. Gonna be honest, I totally expected to see... Oh, they're gonna be through here. That's where they are. Okay. Looking for the shipyards. To unknown sector.
Entering Emperor's Pride. 6.
Okay, we definitely have a K over there. Hello, K. Kind of drift around the place a little bit. There's another K. Where are the shipyards? That's kind of distressing, to be honest. There's gotta be some shipyards back here somewhere. Oh, wait. Here's more Ks. There's no stations that I see out here. That's weird. There's one in Matrix 9. Well, yeah.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, let's stop and have a look at the map here. Now, I'm fairly sure that each of these major Xenon pockets has their own individual shipyard. But this one didn't. But then again, this one was only a single dead-end system, as far as I could tell. This one does. This one did. This one did. I'm just really surprised that this one doesn't.
M.
Also, this is a pretty ambitious M. So I'm not really trying to find just any Xenon shipyard. I'm trying to find the specific Xenon shipyard that services this group of sectors. Also, looking at chat while I'm trying to dogfight is a bad idea. Come on. Use long-range scanner? That's a good idea, and I probably should do that, yes.
M.
I keep forgetting that long-range scan is a thing. Would you please hold still long enough for me to shoot you? Okay.
N.
Whoa. I really don't like the reload pauses on some of these guns. Okay, there we go. What's local auto trade? Same system? I think so. Sounds about right. That's what local auto mine is, so I assume local auto trade would be the same. Okay, anything else I'm missing? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Yeah, that's long range scan. There we go. We're kind of way off in the middle of nowhere right now at the moment, though.
M.
Okay. You guys are annoying. Please go away and leave me alone. Boom, boom. Okay. I'm actually starting to think that maybe they don't have a what do you call it? A shipyard in this system. Or this whole chain of systems. Which would be really weird, because then where would all the... No, there's no way. They've got to have one in here somewhere. Not necessarily in here, but in this basic system. Or, you know, basic area. Because they have too many ships to just be stuck with a limited number that they started the game with or something. Wait. There's a couple of stations. And there's a station I'm pretty sure I haven't noticed. Let's go over here and find out what this station is. Oh yeah. This is probably the wharf right here. Yep, that's the wharf. Okay. there's a K. Go ahead and do a quick scan. Okay, station scanning is 360 degree if I remember correctly. Not sure how I missed that earlier. Okay. Probably because I was in the gas cloud. Go away, please. Okay, those two I've already discovered. Got a little bit of a ping going. Don't see anything happening. At the rate this run is going, we're gonna be done with it pretty soon here. Trying to figure out what I want, what I want to do next. Thinking maybe Star Wars Interworlds, just to have a modded interlude. Completely random. Head in the clouds. Maybe a little bit. I know, totally random topic change, but to finish my stated goals for this run isn't going to take long. We're being chased. Okay. I don't feel like trying to figure out what that blue was. Okay, well, we found a wharf. However, that's not a shipyard. And I think they might have a few too many Ks to really not have a shipyard around here. Wait, what's over there? Aha, there we go. This might be make that absolutely is not the shipyard. Oop. We're gonna have to go back through some of the other systems previous to this. Wait. Here it is. I almost guarantee it. No. Maybe? Yeah, that's gotta be it. You can see the big loops of the construction areas. Yay, we found the shipyard. Okay, yep, it is definitely the shipyard. Okay. This system is pretty filled with xenon. It's not too bad, I guess. Just feels like a lot in a small area. Okay, so Litany of Fury. Apparently there's still some Paranids stuck in there, so let's go rescue them right now. Okay, I'm going to get out of the seat on this fighter. And we're going to order the shape of things to come to fly home. And there's autosave. Come on, hurry up. I should have ordered all these guys to already start flying this way. Oh well. We can do that now. Okay. Fly and wait there. Select my combat fleet. And we will bring that into Litany of Fury. It looks like they're sending a bunch of Ks through here. That's bad. Let's order everybody to go attack this defense platform.
Entering Emperor's Pride 4.
Yeah, there are a bunch of Ks, aren't there? Okay, so we'll continue flying aboard the I almost said every last penny. That's not what I am on. We'll continue flying aboard the Shape of Things to Come until we cross paths with the every last penny, and then we will transfer over.
You have to hit split more than that.
Do I need to take command, or do you have it? Because you better not be engaging in combat right now. What are you doing?
Machine behaved badly. Split switch it off.
He is engaging in combat.
Split more than that.
I guess he killed it? Okay. I'm okay with that, I suppose.
Entering system. Litany of Fury.
There's a K. There's an I. There's a K. There's a K. If you engage in combat with any of these ships, buddy, your ass can be fired so fast it's not even funny. Looks like the rod is there, as well as the swan song. I'm gonna have to pay close
Entering
attention to who
system.
is coming through
Wretched
first,
skies.
because
Split wipe you out.
I probably should transfer aboard the Penny right now.
Split make you pay for that.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and transfer to the Penny right now.
Entering Wretched Skies. 4 Family Valka.
Oh, it killed the travel drive. Okay, well. We're going to be behind a little bit. Charge faster. There go the sins. We should make up a lot of time in the turns. There we go. Okay. So when they slow down to make some of the turns up here, we should catch up with them, because I will be using what do you gonna call it? I will be drifting pretty aggressively to make this next turn. Although I'm going to definitely have to put in a lot more drift input than I expect, because this thing's a bit doesn't turn so great. Even with all the turning upgrades I've installed. Okay.
Entering Wretched Skies. 5 Family Phi.
Now, Dirty Scum and Family Zen. I'm going to hope that the station takes care of that. Okay, we need to aim well past. And then let the drift take us in. Okay, actually I don't need to aim quite as far past as I expected. This better be good enough. Because if we smack into anything, or otherwise... Losing trade ships because they go to hostile stations? Isn't the default orders like just set up to not do that already? It's kind of odd. One thing to keep in mind is that depending on how hostile the race is, damn it.
Entering Wretched Skies. 10.
Lost travel drive. Okay. Anyway,
Jump
depending on how
gate,
hostile
litany
this
of
race is, they
fury.
might be hostile to combat ships, but not to non-combatants. Pinwheel of Xenon Doom is under attack. I better go check, see what's going on. Family's in. It is an I and a K. Oh, hello. How nice to see you. That's a problem. Hopefully that K blows up fairly quickly, because the I is... The pinwheel's going to take a beating out of this. The I is almost dead. Boom. Okay, no, K is almost dead. I mean, the I is not even taking damage yet. Oh, there it takes a little bit. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that station's got it under control. I probably should send a... I should send... Okay. I am going to take and send the hazardous region back. Just in case we can engage it with the hazardous region. If it turns out to be necessary, we will probably have lost the station by then. But that's fine. I to an Asgard is nothing? Oh yeah. I destroyed two Ks and an I last night without even overheating the gun. Matter of fact, the reason I'm flying this one right now instead of poking around with the fighter, watching the ships fly, is because there's an eye in the area.
System. Litany of fury.
Apparently the Xenon have finally decided that they can build eyes now. Which I'm okay with. Okay, it looks like the pinwheel's getting its ass kicked. Okay. That is the swan song. There's a K and an I over here. Okay, we're going after these guys. That's the K and the I spotted earlier. I was worried that they were going through to where I'm sending the other ships, but if I go through here, the swan song should be able to handle itself. I hope. But anyway, I think we have two Ks and an I over here. All of a sudden, all the eyes came out of the woodwork. Thankfully, I have plenty of Asgards to handle the problem. Okay, how are things going at home? The pinwheel is indeed getting its ass kicked, however, the eye isn't even getting its shield scratched. That's great. Xenon sent an eye and 4Ks against your Super Asgard. All of them are dead now. Yep, that sounds like an Asgard. Okay, get ready on the engine kill. Boom. Get the nose down a little bit. Zip.
Explosion imminent.
Looks like we have 3 Ks and an
Danger.
I here.
K.
Okay, you're a bit too far away to reach. How far away is the eye?
I.
In range. Okay, by the time this K is in range, the gun will be cooled down enough to
K.
easily zap it too. And... Okay. There may have been a few Ks and an I around here, but they don't appear to be here anymore. I wonder what happened to them. That's just wrong. I don't see anything wrong with this. I think everything is perfectly okay. It's a good thing this isn't multiplayer. Because if this was some kind of multiplayer game and there was a ship this powerful, it would probably be a very frustrating experience for everyone involved. Except for the person who happened to have the Asgard anyway. I could just see... I know I've said before that I think this would be awesome with cooperative co-op. Like 4-player max, maybe. Where everybody plays the same group. But I can just see the friendly fire potential. There would absolutely be friendly fire. And I would just sit here in the middle and don't do anything until they all kill themselves against their shields. For the smaller stuff. Okay. This eye is still in perfect shape. But the hazardous region is here.
We're taking hits.
I'm actually going to remove that order and just order him to go in and attack the eye.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, who was saying they're taking hits? Okay, I was worried it might be the Swan Song or something, but no, they're good. Also, the Swan Song has a split crew, so I don't know why I would be worried about that. You know what?
Xenon defense platform.
Let's go zap this defense platform. These fighters are taking too long to take care of themselves, so we'll just slowly crawl over there and blow up the defense platform while they're deciding which gun they want to die to. Station doesn't seem to get above 1 million credits. You can take a look at the third tab in the station screen is or has a graph showing all the money going in and out. So that can tell you what's being purchased for how much and how much you're making. Transaction log, yeah. That can be useful occasionally to see what's soaking up all your money. I think I'll just keep us at ahead. Medium, sort of. Actually, let's stop and let a bit of this loot come on board. Okay. Yeah, it's probably buying too much. You just need to figure out which things are costing you the most that it's buying and set up production for those. Being microchips, it's probably, if you haven't explicitly set it not to, it's probably buying some amount of silicon. Yeah, silicon. If you have miners assigned to it, then set silicon to a set it to a well, here. Let's go look how I have my, actually this is getting twisted around. Let's fix it. Okay. Go down here to trade rule, untick use station, and then hit edit, create one. In this case I have allowed only buy from us, it's called. That sets allowed factions. You'd edit your trade rules. Let's see, where is it in here? Global orders. Trade rules right here. Additionally, allowed factions. Restrict all factions, yes. Allowed factions. Your character name is the name of your faction. You have not set up mining or refining? Well, then you definitely want to get a silicon refinery. I think I use the silicon wafers. So you want to get a silicon, just attach a silicon refinery to it, maybe 2, depending how many you need. And then hire a couple miners. That'll help a lot with your cash flow. Miners are relatively cheap, so that's not the hard part at all. Hazardous region. Would you please blow the crap out of this eye instead of running away? Thank you. He's trying to stay out of range of the eye, but that's the wrong... Okay, there we go. Fire the main guns! I assume that's what he's doing, or at least he did a little bit of it. Considering it all of a sudden dropped a big chunk of health. You don't have to fly right on top of it. Oh, now they're doing their weird insector combat dance. The pinwheel is almost dead. What is even alive on this thing anymore? Okay. It definitely got its shit kicked in. Please don't destroy it. I'm going to have to assign a construction ship to this. Okay, the eye is dead. Let's hire a builder. There you are. Get your ass over there.
Awaiting order.
Apparently this is the only part left alive. Oh, and this part. Okay. Can't teleport to stations, don't have a ship in them. Not unless you own them. Or if you have, I think it's 27 rep with a faction, you can teleport to any of their stations. I think it's 27. Somewhere around there. Okay, so we will leave the hazardous region detected close to the pinwheel to help defend. Apparently, while I was talking, all of the stuff around us went boom. Go ahead and make sure we have all the loot sucked up. A few things coming in. One thing I do once I have teleportation high enough rank that I can teleport several systems. Generally by the point I have like the 3-system teleport or whatever unlocked, I will scatter cheap scout ships with no guns or anything, just have them docked at stations along the way. And you can just teleport from one to the next to get to where we were going. So like, I used to have one here in Activa's Choice. Why do the Argon like me more than they used to? That's weird. Anyway. I used to have several of them. I have a lot less teleport anchors than I used to have scattered around, but I still have one like here at the Terran representative place. I think I have one here at the PIO Space Lab. Apparently not anymore. Used to have one there. A couple other places I still have teleport anchors. Because it can help getting to where you want to go more easily. With your 400 defense station, 200 L turrets, and 500 M turrets. Yeah. Unfortunately, my defense stations aren't quite that powerful. They tend to suffer when an eye runs into them. They deal with a cage just fine, but not with an eye. Which is why I sent the hazardous region back. And there's autosave. So we will go ahead and zap this little excuse for a defense station. Which is somewhere around here.
N. Xenon Defense Platform.
There's no point charging up the travel drive for this. Oh. But anyway, due to teleport anchors, the second level teleport is probably one of the most useful things in the game. Past that, it's nice, but not required. It just means you don't have to place as many anchors. Yeah, the stations I had last run were... Oh, there it was. The stations I had last run were much more toothy. Even the smaller, the quote, smaller, cheaper ones that I had. Largely because they had argon plasmas. Argon plasmas are OP. Okay, I think I have most of the build storage empty. Okay. Let's go meet the rest of this fleet. Yeah, like the Gateway and the Pointy Stick. Well, all the Pointy Stick class stations. I'm pretty sure they could deal with an I on their own just fine. They certainly could deal with a K on their own just fine. We're not going to end up charging before they get here. Okay, Rod of God is done with its task. That is not the one I sent home. That was the hazardous region, which means that these guys, yes, they've just finished destroying a station. Okay. So, you guys all destroy the second station. And while you're doing that... Okay, good. While you're doing that, I am actually going to turn around and go back the way I was coming from. And go on to the next system. Because there's not much point to go join them when they just have one. By the time I get there, they'll have a half dead. Although turning around is a bit slow. I probably should drop out a travel drive for this, but I don't want to wait for it to charge, so... Okay, and here we go. Get all nice and lined up on the next gate. About right there. Okay. So the next place we're going to is Emperor's Pride 4. 4? Yeah, 4. We have 2 defense stations and a solar power plant to blow up here as far as I can tell. These guys should finish murdering that defense station pretty quickly. Paranid are going to be happy, I hope. If they're not happy, then well, screw them. I really wish the Paranid would come build defense stations in here again, but... oh well. Okay, we're through.
Entering system. Emperor's Pride.
There's a lockbox. We don't care about lockboxes.
Xenon defense platform.
Okay, here's our next target. Right like that. I want to get above it. And get ready on the big red button. Kill the drives. Now. Okay, we end up a little too far away from it. But we are well above it now, supposedly. We want to be about 14k away for the main gun to fire, and probably about 10k away. A little less than that Or the other secondary main guns, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Probably should have killed the drive just a hair bit earlier. Like that. $13,900. I'm gonna keep flying until I'm about 10K before I nose down. Because I want to be well above it so I can see everything really easily and all that fun stuff. Okay. Let's start nosing down, actually. Well, that didn't work out exactly the way I imagined it, but it's acceptable. Okay. There we go. Destroy the dock. There we go. 9% gone. See if you can make that 10% before the main gun cools. You need to let the secondaries cool as well. Looks like there's a bunch of unhappy fighters headed our way. I'm okay with that. These guys are starting to kick the station's butt. Sort of unsuccessfully. That'll change over time, though. How's Family's Inn going? The Pinwheel definitely got its butt kicked. It looks like the Voyager, an Okinawa, and a Baldric are bringing stuff in. Okay. Cool deal. Main gun's cooled.
Explosion imminent.
Kaboom. Alright. We'll probably have this destroyed before the other guys are done with the station they're working on. That's perfectly acceptable. Pinwheel will be repaired soon. Then we can bring the hazardous region back. Yeah. I really do need a bigger fleet, though. Oh, there's a K coming. Okay, we'll wait till we start taking damage, then we'll go zapping. Well, we'll wait till the main gun's cooled, and then we'll see where he is, I should say. I was about ready to zap this thing with the main gun, but I just decided that I'd like to keep that for the K.
K.
How far away is this guy? He's well within range. Let's get turned toward him and zap him. Might as well remove the distraction before it gets too distracting, if that makes any sense. Anyway. Good news for you guys, by the way. I was just informed today that due to some changes of plans, namely, well, I'm not going to bother explaining. It's a long story. But anyway,
Explosion imminent.
the planned business trip to Michigan is not going to be happening after all.
Danger.
At least not yet. Well, it will be happening, just not yet, I should say. So you get to enjoy daily proper Milo streams on a real computer for several more months without interruption. Yay! I think my family's a bit disappointed because most of them still live in Michigan, so they were all like, "Ooh, yeah, you coming home for some random thing?" And it's like, no. Sorry, not after all. But anyway, it does mean that I don't have to figure out how to get streaming working properly on the Steam Deck for a little while yet. Although I think I have a workable solution, I just haven't really tested it properly. That and it's not a good solution, it's just a workable one. Due to the way the Steam Deck is set up and due to the way the video capture works and all that fun stuff, it's surprisingly hard to do video capture on the Steam Deck. It's not impossible by any means. It's just a little bit annoying. Like specifically doing video capture on the deck and then doing something with the video on the deck. Actually capturing video isn't that hard. Capturing and sending to a different PC or something like that. But anyway, the whole thing is mildly inconvenient. Kind of interesting. I'm going to go off on a weird tangent here. Warning, warning, warning. But the Steam Deck, when in game mode, uses something called Game Scope, which is a Wayland compositor. If that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry, it doesn't matter. But it's a Wayland compositor that only works for a single application at a time. And more specifically, for some bizarre reason, it doesn't actually run Wayland applications inside it. It can't. I'm going to explain Wayland a little bit after all. There are two competing, or not really competing, but there's two different ways to render graphics on a Linux system. Or two primary ones. There is X11, which is the one that most systems use nowadays. And then there's Wayland, which is a replacement that is pretty much better than X11 in every possible way. Except it's also quite new and is a bit buggy. So the Steam Deck uses Wayland. The right way and the wrong way. Well, not quite. Because Wayland isn't very compatible at the moment. It's, like I said, new and buggy. So you can use it, and there's all kinds of cool features it supports and stuff that X11 doesn't support. But it is, you're going to run into problems. It's not, you might run into problems, it's you are going to run into problems. So generally, if you do it right, and you're careful, and you run just certain things, and it'll work fine. But as soon as you start getting off into the weeds a little bit, stuff starts breaking, and... Well, the Steam Deck in game mode uses Wayland. Because it gives a lot of nice benefits. And they're careful how they use it, and all this stuff, and so everything works magically, and no problems. Well, GameScope is a Wayland compositor that only runs X applications through a compatibility layer. So it's kind of weird to start with. It's a pretty cool application, by the way. You can run it. You don't have to run it on the Steam Deck like a environment. You can run it other places too, and it can provide some really cool. Basically, it provides a virtual display of whatever resolution you want to run applications in, and that capability can be pretty useful sometimes. And you just run everything full screen and on this display, and there you go. So that's what the Steam Deck is using it for, is so you can control resolution on a per game basis easily. And
K.
we have a K here apparently. It's pushing me. Annoying bastard. It's going to regret this as soon as I can get it angled around on it. But anyway, now the problem with this is, if you try to run OBS in game mode, OBS realizes it's running under X11, and so it doesn't do some of the stuff it would need to do to properly hook up with Wayland. For starters,
Explosion imminent.
we're gonna take damage.
Danger.
Okay, not as bad as I thought. Or something like that. Actually, I don't think that's quite true. Running OBS in game mode is a little tricky. It can have issues because of the whole, it's actually running as under X, under Wayland. Long story short. And the capture problem comes because, and I'm not sure if this is the only problem, but some of the libraries needed to make Pipewire capture work in OBS aren't present on the Steam Deck, and installing them is a bit of a pain in the butt.
Explosion imminent.
Not impossible, and not actually that hard. It just requires you to go off the reservation a little bit, which, and I actually haven't tried it to make sure it's going to work properly, to be honest, which I should do that. Pipewire, which I just kind of mentioned in passing, is a audio and video solution for Linux. It's really awesome, by the way, and I really wish that there was something like it for Windows. But it allows you to pipe audio and video from application to application directly. No messing around with, like on Windows, I have my audio setup for streaming is somewhat complicated, but I have a bunch of virtual audio devices that specific applications and stuff pipe through, and then those all get piped into a virtual mixer, and that virtual mixer then pipes them out to other virtual audio devices that then get moved around through. It's, like I said, it's complicated. On Linux, you wouldn't have to do any of that. Instead of having to mess around with installing all those different virtual audio devices, you could just use Pipewire and tell it, send from this application directly to that application, and it would just kind of magically work. And then in the application, basically I'd send everything to my virtual mixer, and then I could see each individual application in the mixer, and it's a way nicer environment. It's also quite new. Pipewire wasn't a thing until fairly recently. Before that, Linux audio kind of sucked. It functioned, but it just kind of sucked. But anyway, Pipewire also does video, not just audio. It's just kind of a generic way to pipe stuff around. Pipe media around. So anyway, apparently GameScope exposes the video through Pipewire, and for some reason OBS doesn't like to capture it. Yeah, I'm not 1000% up on the way it all works, so I can kind of give a mile-high overview, and that's about it. I really need to do more research into the whole topic. And more testing. But anyway, that's streaming on Steam Deck. Oops. Dang, Mike. It's kind of interesting, though. In the last, just, I don't know, few years, really,
Awaiting orders.
audio and video output on Linux has become way better.
Explosion imminent.
It's not these things are, like,
Awaiting orders.
incredibly new or anything. It's just that they're starting to become viable now. They've been improved to the point where they can actually be useful and used for real work. Like, Wayland's been around for some years now. It's just that it's finally slowly starting to be used by more than a few crazy early adopters now. Not sure exactly how old Pipewire is. And it was predated by something sort of similar called Jack. That... Jack's okay, I guess. Linux audio is just a mess. Although Pipewire is fixing that. It's kind of like the situation with printers. Years ago, getting printing to work on Linux could be a real giant pain in the butt.
Awaiting orders.
Getting all the printer services running and that kind of stuff. Surprisingly, printer drivers, that was the easy part. Nowadays, you plug a printer in, it's going to work. It doesn't matter what. No flaky printer software. It makes the printer situation on Windows look particularly bad. Anybody who's ever...
K.
How many of these damn things do we have coming in here anyway? Anybody who's ever dealt with printers on Windows is in for a treat if they ever have to set up printers on Linux. Not to say that printers are perfect there, because a lot of the problems are on the printer itself, but at least you won't have weird software bugs on the PC itself.
Explosion imminent.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, I think we're hopefully very slowly running them out of Ks, because that's getting to be annoying. Not that Ks are a real threat to this ship, but still. Please stop. Actually, no, don't stop. But send them all in one big group so I can have fun zapping them. You just need to convince your entire organization to switch to Linux. Well, then you'd have an entirely different category of technical support problem, I'm sure. Linux isn't perfect.
Awaiting orders.
Damn it. Fired just a little bit too long. But anyway. I'm still playing this on Windows, for example. Although that's largely because I don't want to mess around with this computer's configuration any more than I have to. I would like to try to get a Linux streaming environment set up. The problem is most software that you really use for streaming is, like, not OBS. OBS actually works really well on Linux. But most of the other stuff is very Windows-centric because it still hasn't been... Although I guess when I think about software I actually use, I don't think there's anything that will only run on Windows. Not anymore. If I was to get something like a Stream Deck or something, then I would really have fun. Most of these people can't figure out Windows as it is. Could probably get some easy replacement apps for most of what they use. Nowadays, most of what you need is just a web browser. And web browsers can run anywhere. Where you'd really run into problems is people who still want to use Excel. So in an actual business environment, until Excel for Linux is a thing, you're not going to manage to get anybody persuaded. I read a quote once, I don't remember who said it or what, but anyway. Basically, it was somewhere along the lines of, people don't want a better application to do work in, you know, like office workers. What they really want is for you to figure out how to make it work in Excel. AutoCAD would be a big sticking point. Yeah, CAD programs is another one. Some of those have Linux versions, but not nearly all of the important ones. And that would definitely be a problem. I'm not sure what those repair drones are repairing, but I hope it's something minor. There we go. Let's just get rid of the build storage here. There we go. Probably. Let's see what we lost to those Ks. Looks like a couple turrets on this side and the top. None on the bottom. Okay, that's not a big deal at all. Between the service crew and the repair bots, should take care of that pretty quickly. Engines are, of course, in good shape. Okay, maybe there's some, like, small turrets or something that got blew up, too. Those look good. I think those are fine. No, maybe it's just those two large turrets. Anyway, let's see how our buddies in the next system over are doing. They apparently finished their orders a while ago and I didn't notice. I was probably too busy talking about Linux. Okay, we'll bring them in and order them to attack this defense platform. Not so sure about that order. Yeah, he's going to fly right past that. This is how we lost a ship last night. Idiots. Okay, which one of you is it? Okay, those guys are fine. Looks like the refuge is fine. The Wrath is fine. Swan Song's fine. Hazardous region is sitting there doing... Okay, let's start from the top. Johnny 5. Okay, that's much better. The Johnny 5 was going to kill itself again. For like the 50 bazillionth time. We only have 2 more Dragon Raiders left before we can go do that mission. Okay, the Rod is fine. Refuge is fine. I already checked most of these, but we'll check them again. Okay, those are all fine. Wrath is fine. Okay, good deal. One engine is a pain. Yeah. Thankfully, it's not a problem too often. Let's engage a bit of loot suck. See if there's anything around here we can suck in yet. There's a P down here. Not P, an S. That needs to go away. Targeting's a little weird. You need to put the dot above the thing, and then it'll suddenly drop on top of it, and you can zap it. Which I guess makes sense when you consider how things actually line up, but it's doesn't immediately seem intuitive. Because the dot, it's not really projected onto the view plane necessarily. It's projected onto, it's projected onto the objects in the distance. So it's not like a traditional crosshair. It's actually being projected outward, which can make it act a little odd. I don't know if they could really fix that though.
Solar power plant.
Okay. Looks like our friends are starting to arrive. Let's go get the solar power plant. Although I don't know if I can engage the drive without losing any bots. It's really unfortunate there's no way to tell repair bots to knock it off. Hopefully they get the hint when I start accelerating though. Spoiler, they don't. Okay. Get ready on the engine kill, because I don't really want to leave any bots behind. Okay. They appear to still be sticking to our hull, so that's okay. Let's see if we can Okay. Not okay. We hit our own bot, and it knocked us off course.
Repair drone.
And then this little idiot is very slowly flying back. Okay, look, service crews. Hurry your ass up. These repair bots are being a annoyance. Okay, they're still repairing this one.
Repair drone.
It's fully repaired. What are you going back there for? Oh, maybe we lost a shield? Here. Kill the engine. Can I zoom in a little bit? Yes, I can. What are they repairing?
Repair drone.
Okay, apparently where they're actually repairing on the ship doesn't actually correspond to where they're repairing. Because they're definitely not repairing anything right here. There's the repair drone we bonked. Okay, that would be the rod, I think.
Asgard.
Yep. Nova's Rod of God. Okay, please let that be the last repair drone. It is.
Solar power plant.
Okay. Let's fly in above the solar power plant. I think right there is probably going to be acceptable. About there. Alright.
Repair drone.
Why is one of the repair drones registering as being 50k away? You know what? Sometimes
Solar
questions are
power
better left
plant.
unanswered. Let's get ready to kill the drives. And there we go. That was pretty much perfect. Okay. You go away, please. And you also go away. That's all the civilian infrastructure here. Next up. Oops, I overheated the guns because I didn't pay attention. That's a problem. Okay, let's engage a little bit of upward thrust and a little bit of forward thrust so we can hopefully get over top of this more. Not much, just a little. Secondaries are firing. Okay. I think they're handling that pretty good. Pretty well. Okay. Really too bad we don't have something with some serious AoE that I could use to zap these fools with. Did we just actually see an S dock at that? I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. I'm pretty sure we just saw an S dock at this place. That's kind of cool. I was pretty sure that this was the docking bays, but I've never actually seen one. Yeah, there were Nest just launched. Cool. I need to audio. I still have the litigious rodent flying around. I should bring that in one of these days and fly real close to a Xenon shipyard, or just not a shipyard, just a general Xenon station, and really take a close look at some of this stuff. Because I haven't actually really spent much time looking closely at the Xenon ship station pieces. Some of them are pretty cool. That said, you are not getting away. Yeah, no. No S's allowed. Okay, we're plenty close enough. We don't really want to get any closer. Let's see if we can...
Explosion
There we go.
imminent. Danger.
We're getting shot at. Not that it's too much of an issue. Because we can just go like that. Boom. Goodbye, turret. Goodbye, turret. Let's start destroying from this edge and move inward. Going to let the main gun cool a little longer. Also, it's engaged loot sock. Okay. That's the swan song. Looks to be in good shape. The Rod of God is currently being weird. Not that I generally disagree with its choice in positioning, but okay. Down to 64% on the solar power plant. How are they doing the defense station? About the same, looks like. Good. Good, good, good. Still 2 Dragon Raiders left to go. Hopefully they'll eventually deliver the stuff needed to make those last 2 Dragon Raiders. I was about to say maybe we can do that mission tomorrow, but then I realized tomorrow's Thursday. So tomorrow's Nostalgia Night, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that yet. That's a good question, actually. I've been playing Minecraft for Nostalgia Night the last few days, or last few weeks, but that's really twisting the definition of Nostalgia Night up pretty hard. It's definitely a nostalgic game, but I probably ought to do something. Oh, I know what. I should play Tropico 4. I just picked it up on sale recently, and I have not played Tropico 4 in a long, long time. And that game is definitely nostalgic. For me, anyway. It's widely regarded as the best Tropico game in the series. I don't know about the really early ones. Never played Tropico 1, for example. But 5 and 6 were definitely considered to be worse. I didn't really like the Modern Times DLC for 4. Because it was okay, it added some cool things. But instead of adding to the game, it would replace stuff in the game. And I'm not sure what to think of that, really. But anyway, the campaigns were funny. Which is what I'd be playing for Nostalgia Night.
Explosion imminent.
Very silly, I guess would be the word for it. But in a funny way. Yeah, I think the next X4 run I'm going to try out Interworlds. I've heard so many cool things about it. I need to give it a try. And then after that, we'll probably come back for, probably a proper parented run. Try the base game story out. But anyway, I'm kind of curious how the economy works in Interworlds. I hope they completely mod change the economy along with all the ships and stuff, because otherwise it'd be very weird to be making going for the Earl King in this parented run. I don't know. We'll have to see. I would definitely want to, well, I'm certainly not going to restrict myself to parented ships. Although parented do have some nice guns and stuff. Equipment restrictions are cool sometimes. In this case, it made for an interesting run, but I don't know. I definitely want a few split ships and stuff like that. Get some chimeras. Use a Maria for a personal ship, maybe. Probably run some Nemesis or something. But with split engines, likely. Get a proper... Get a proper base game economy built. My first run, I cheaped out and did closed loop with scrapping. So I need to do a proper job of it next time. Well, the next time I return. Maybe install some difficulty mods or something. You wish they'd add more yachts to the game? Well, the one they did add is kind of... I wasn't impressed. I wish they would allow you to put different gear on it. Although the interior was very cool if it wasn't for the audio bug. That audio bug alone would keep me from using it. Because every time an autosave happened, it suddenly got very loud. You know what I'd really like? A really, really fancy medium ship
Awaiting orders.
that you can install whatever gear you want on, not just special for that ship gear. So whatever kind of engine you want, whatever kind of shields you want, all that fun stuff. Yeah, apparently they finished off their station. We'll just destroy this last segment here, and then we will give them some new orders. Come on, blow up.
Explosion imminent.
Okay, we have 2 more segments, looks like, to go. Okay, what do you think you're doing? No repairing. No rebuilding. I think they're repairing or rebuilding that. Anyway, we'll let the guns cool. We get everybody else new orders. And their new orders are actually probably going to be to not do anything, because I don't want them to go to the next system without me coming along with them. We will order the Rod to come over here and destroy this with us. Actually, screw it. We'll just order everybody to come over here and attack this. What is the Wrath doing way over here? Okay, whatever. AI can be a bit weird sometimes. But anyway, a really fancy medium ship in the basic vein of the... oh, what is the name of that ship again? The yacht from the last DLC. So fancy interior with an office on it and all that fun stuff. But also I want a dock for a small ship. Preferably placed in such a way that you don't have to go through a load screen to get from the interior to the docking pad. So you can just walk out around it. Because that would be really cool. And of course, the ability to install your own picks on weapons and shields and that kind of stuff. That'd be important too. Because I definitely didn't approve of their picks for... what was the name of that stupid ship? Wish they'd add the Hyperion Vanguard? Yes. Except the Hyperion Vanguard wouldn't work in this game. Not exactly the same way as it used to work anyway. Because in the original, the fighters would dock between the wings on each side. And you couldn't really do that in here. You'd have to change... you could reimagine it. Basically as a cool high-speed transport with the ability to dock a few fighters. No internal storage for them, it doesn't need that. Just docking pads that you can stick a fighter on for personal use. Because sometimes I just want to pick a fighter and buzz around for a bit. Okay, we're down to 11% hull on this station. Probably gonna blow up before most of these ships actually start firing on it. Just make it bigger, like L or XL, and put medium docks to it, or NAS. I kind of want a medium ship that can dock small ships. That doesn't look like a weird fat hippopotamus thing. Because most of the... well, every medium ship that I saw, the frigates, they look weird and fat. Probably because of the need to mount the docking bays. But I think they could probably do a more compact docking bay and have it work somehow. Yeah, I really loved the Hyperion Vanguard in X3. It was definitely my favorite ship.
Explosion imminent.
Oh, somebody shot the bit underneath me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is about ready to go. Yeah, it was definitely a very cool ship. And I did really like the way how it stowed the docked ships on the outside, between its wings, like that on each side. Guns on it weren't half bad. You know, the gun options. Pretty cool ship.
Explosion imminent.
There's definitely room
Orders.
for slightly overpowered player ships. Because, honestly, who cares if they're a little overpowered? They're a player ship, they're not. Okay, we'll come out here. We'll probably go for the shipyard first. But for now, we'll have everybody park over there. Although, we are definitely going to have to go flying that way
Superfamily.
ourselves.
Emperor's Pride 6.
It's gonna take a while to turn around. They're all gonna get there before we do. No. Also, we're not rolling properly. Okay, now we are. I think we had a small ship stuck against us or something. Let's get the main engines charging. Ah, we're getting shot. Damn it. Make the AI the only one to build, not the player, or we get it from a special mission like the HQ. Yeah. Mission reward would probably be the best way to handle it, I think. But anyway. Can we please get out of here before we get shot again? Doesn't seem likely. Oh. They're charging. Okay, we're getting speed now. Although it'll take just one shot to knock us down. Damn you. We almost escaped. Not that we're trying to escape, we're trying to go destroy bigger things than these piddly little behinds.
Awaiting orders.
Well, the swan songs reached the location. And so is the rod. So that's good. I guess if they get jumped by a K, they can defend themselves. The Johnny, the Rook's Revenge, and the one of the two as of yet unnamed sins are doing okay. This unnamed sin got jumped. He'll be fine though. The Tall Boy's Wrath got jumped. And of course we got jumped. Alright, well let's suck a bit of loot in and let the guns take care of the problems. I really had high hopes that we'd be able to get there without getting stopped.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, the rod has reached this parking location. I want everybody to be available before I send them in against the shipyard. Because shipyards are nasty cheaters who use Argon defensive modules. Which is bad in that they mount a lot of guns.
Awaiting orders.
And it's good in that they're very squishy and easy to destroy. Unlike the Xenon defensive modules, which don't mount many guns at all and are extremely tanky. Okay, we are apparently done killing their stuff. Okay. The Wrath is still mired in problems. We're not going to stop to help it though. It's only a few fighters. It'll deal with it on its own. Okay, pretty much everybody has gone through. I think we're going to hit the shipyard first. The fact that the shipyard's really close to this power plant is a little bit problematic. Because if a ship decides that it wants to approach from this direction toward the power plant, for example, it'll fly right past, or this direction to the shipyard. It'll fly right past the power plant and get the crap shot out of it. But it shouldn't be a big deal. You want to play as a Xenon so you can just destroy everything? I think there's mods for that.
Awaiting orders.
Attack the power plant first. The power plant has the exact same problem as the what do you not call it? Has the exact same problem as the shipyard. If they try to attack the power plant from that side, they'll go over the shipyard to get there, and that's even worse. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in by myself against the shipyard. I'm going to pick off all the squishy bits. And then I'll order the ships to come in a few at a time, making sure that they're not doing a stupid And probably spread them across the 2 stations. But we'll see. Those 2 stations are going down first, in any case. As soon as the autosave gets finished here. Come on, autosave, hurry up.
Entering Emperor's Pride 6.
Very slow turning. I don't know why I have flight assist off, because it doesn't really matter. We already have travel drive disabled. Actually, here.
Xenon Shipyard.
There we go. Now we can actually see where our target is.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. I definitely want to move in and take out the squishy bits first, because those are also the strong bits that are going to cause a big problem for friendly ships. And I don't want to have to deal with friendly ships accidentally getting a little bit too close and then getting blown to heck because the part they got a little bit too close to is a Argon defensive module instead of a Xenon module. They take enough damage from getting a little too close by accident as it is when it's just a Xenon module. But anyway. Let's go. We're a little too high, I think. That's better. Get ready on the engine kill. Still a little too high. Okay. Kill the drive. That was timed really well. Okay. Now we just nose down and shoot every squishy bit we see from above. Are you in range? Doesn't look like it. Okay, we're gonna have to fly over that way for a bit. We definitely do not want to get too close to the station because it will cause giant issues if we do that. I can and have lost actually I think this very ship by getting a little too close. Oh, I'm sure I'll love the Earl King. I just need to figure out what I need to do to find it and then go through all the stuff to do so. I have a few ideas,
Awaiting orders.
but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I need to do more exploration is one of the things. Okay, we definitely did damage to the hull that time. Boom. Okay, there's a defense module. Boom. Boom. There's 2 more defense modules. You need to go to the place and then do the things and then you're good? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just go to the place and do the thing. Come on, it's not that hard, Milo. Okay, I'm not sure if there was another one over there, but there's definitely one here.
Explosion imminent.
So boom.
Explosion imminent. Danger.
There's the last chance of ever seeing any Ks around here.
Explosion imminent. Danger. Explosion imminent.
Okay, we've taken out apparently a considerable amount of this station's health. Good deal. Speaking of which, there's a K right there, and there's another K. Nova's rod, you go blow that one up. Get out of my hair. And I'm going to blow this one up. Asgards are so nice. Okay. And goodbye.
Explosion imminent.
Here I go killing again. Pretty much. By this point in the game, Xenon have completely ceased to be scary. Which is honestly a little bit problematic. I need to figure out what I can do about Xenon difficulty mods for the next run. Beef them up a little bit somehow. But I don't want to make them too beefy. Because, I mean, okay, like, Xenon damage is already, it's fine. They do lots of damage. Matter of fact, they almost do too much. What they really need is to have their damage nerfed a little bit and be given a bit more range. And then they need to be made a little less vulnerable in some way. Like, not really making them tankier, but somehow make them so that they're less, less easy to disable, I guess. And I'm not sure how you go about doing that. I have a feeling that it'd be really easy to make a Xenon difficulty mod that would be soul-crushing to play. But trying to make one that makes them difficult in a fun way would be really hard.
Awaiting orders.
I'm just not sure how you do it. Anyway, I'll have to see what the options are. I'm sure somebody's made a harder Xenon mod that isn't completely insane. I think what I really want out of the Xenon is more ships. All you need to do is extend the range of their grav turrets. Yeah. Maybe reduce the damage just a hair and give them a little more range. Or maybe, maybe they'd be fine without reducing damage. Damage is a little extreme on them. But it would definitely make them scarier, that's for sure. Have I ordered the other ships to come in yet? No, I didn't, because they were dealing with problems over here. Okay, so let's do this. You guys all destroy that power plant. I've got the shipyard handled. Okay, now the rod wants to fly in below. Okay, that's far enough below. You'll be fine. Who was the other one that was coming in too close? That was an accident. Trying to zoom in. It's once again the Johnny 5. Okay, look, buddy. You can't keep trying to suicide yourself like this. I don't know what it is about Bo's ships, but they all want to die. Every ship I've named after Bo has died at least twice now. Next time I see him, I'm gonna have to ask what he's doing.
Explosion imminent.
Okay. That's the rod. Looks like he's far enough away to be fine. But anyway. I don't think there's anything you could do to the Xenon, like anything at all, that would make it any harder to get up on them with a smaller medium ship and slowly pick them apart. Except maybe increasing the damage of their small turrets. That might help. Their little turrets seem weirdly underpowered compared to the big ones. So that might actually be a good idea. But then I kind of worry about what they would do to the AI. Really, the Xenon don't need a buff, the player needs a nerf. Oh well. Yeah, I think after this I'm going to try Interworlds. Whether I'm going to do Rebels or Imperials, I haven't decided yet. On one hand, X-Wings and A-Wings and all kinds of other cool stuff. On the other hand, Star Destroyers. Decisions. Okay, this is about ready to go. How much health is remaining on this station? 30%. Okay, there's definitely more modules that we are underneath us then. Like, I guess there's that right there. Okay, let's blow this up quickly. Pow, pow, pow.
Explosion.
There we go. Okay.
Danger.
Let's have a look around, see what else is going on around us. Oh, this place has 2 docks on it. Okay. I think that's all that's left here. Except the build storage. We should clear that out. You can see the Sins over there pasting away at stuff. I think this one is the Swan Song.
Sin.
Yes, it is painted in Terran colors instead of
Sin.
my colors. Interesting. Well, I'm definitely not changing that now. Okay.
Xenon shipyard.
23% haul. Let's get rid of that build storage. I think it's in range of my secondary main guns. Guess we'll find out in a second. Oh, it's out of range. Okay, well. I guess we can waste a little bit of the real main gun on it. We could just fly over there as well, but that's boring. Okay, it's not really boring, but... Boom. How dare you survive that? Come on, blow up. Boom. No S's allowed. I missed. How'd I miss? Oh, no, wait, I didn't miss. Okay. Faith in my ability is restored. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Explosion imminent.
Much for that bet. Now we're down to 17% remaining health.
Danger.
I think this over here is the last remaining bit. Everything else looks pretty fried. Stop it. We are currently being shoved around. There we go. Your station now is 152k money. That's not very much. You probably want to look into making sure you're making money. Whatever that station is buying, you definitely need to make sure you're supplying it yourself. Thankfully, the station can't pull money out of your main account unless you explicitly give it some. So if it's losing too much money, you just stop giving it money and wait until whatever conditions making it lose money goes away. Sometimes it's annoying that stations have separate accounts from yours, but sometimes it's really nice. I'm kind of curious. Anybody who's played the Star Wars Interworlds mod, do they completely replace the economy, or do they just reskin it slightly? Or do they even not, or do they not reskin it at all and just leave it alone? I'm kind of curious if the station modules and stuff like that are replaced with Star Wars looking ones. Oh, there goes that. Goodbye, shipyard. And goodbye, ship. Replaces ships, turrets, everything. I know it replaces all the ships and everything, but does it do that for the stations as well? Because if it does, that's awesome. I think this run has at least a few more streams left in it. We've got a couple more systems to clear out. We've got the remainder of the split quest to do. I think that was it. They're next on the list. Okay, so they haven't done them yet. Oh, that's fine. Let's get a little higher over top of this. Here our turret's firing at it, which is fine. We're not taking damage, which means it's not hitting us yet. The main thing I'm interested in for a mod like that anyway is the ships. Because let's face it, while I like the economy in X4, it's definitely not the main attraction in my book. It adds to the game, and it wouldn't be X without it. But the main attraction is being able to fly all the ships. Anyway, for some reason, I visited the Star Citizen channel on the Armco Discord today. And the very first thing I saw in there was somebody asking for a good ship for making money that's less than $90.
Awaiting orders.
And I saw that message, and I just kind of went, $90 for a single ship? What are you, insane? And you're acting like that's a reasonable upper limit for spending on something like that? And I just kind of noped right out of there. Like, nope, 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 I don't need to be in here. You people can keep your silly little spaceship game. I'll go back to my own silly little spaceship game and enjoy flying any ship in my entire fleet that I feel like flying.
Explosion imminent.
Or I think I spent about $50 told on it. On sale, admittedly. I probably could have got it a little cheaper if I'd waited for the exact right time. I mean, it's not to say that X is a cheap game, but... yeah. Interdictor's been added. That's cool. I think the interdictor looks cool. I always liked the way they looked in Empire at War, even though they were kind of not great in combat. It's been a long time since I played Empire at War, more than just with, like, I think I played a single skirmish a few months ago. Just fired it up to make sure it'd run on modern Windows, and there goes the other Asgard. Let's finish his job for him.
Explosion imminent.
Boom. The poor hazardous region is sitting back at home guarding the gate. Actually, I should check to see what's going on at that gate. See if the pinwheel has been fixed. It has. Okay, good deal. The pinwheel has been repaired. That means we could bring the hazardous region out here. Oh, look. There's a raptor. The Iris Dominion's actually starting to get a navy now that they don't need one anymore. Gonna go boom. There we go.
Awaiting orders.
All right. Now we just have a couple more defense platforms, a solar power station, and a wharf. Let's just select everybody.
Awaiting orders.
And let's take out the solar power plant next. Okay, nobody's flying an obviously not smart path or anything like that. Go over there and have a little look ourselves. Actually, do you want to go to that same solar power plant they're going to? In some ways it's better if we don't, because then they seem to do a slightly better job of it when I'm away from them. Other ways, we'll go over to this defense platform. We'll see. We'll race. What time is it? 10:30? We'll blow up one more station. Although I do want to bring in the hazardous region now. Yeah, there we go. We'll see if they can blow that up before the hazardous region gets here. Come on, level off. That looks about right. Get ready on the engine kill. Once this place is cleared out, that just means the Arcus Cascade and the connected systems are the last of the Xenon that I actually care about in the region. And despite the fact that they're the most annoying Xenon in the region, I'm leaving them for last because I also have the best defenses against them. Just realized I have not really built any fighter groups at all this game. This run. And it's not like they performed badly last run or anything. I just guess I was so underwhelmed with Terran fighters that I didn't build any. They definitely were underwhelming. Okay. They went to solid 10% of their health. Now we just have to do that 10 more times and they blow up. They definitely have a few drones. Are those all drones?
Defense drone.
Yeah, they are. Okay. On the downside of drones, they don't seem to drop much loot. And also they tend to get close to you and stick you in place with their annoying little corpses. But anyway. I do want to keep the pinwheels under attack. Damn it. What is it? It's just a K. Okay, good deal. We can handle a K. If it was an I would be very annoyed. Because I just ordered the hazardous region to leave. Oh, I turned around to go back to take care of an I.
Explosion imminent.
Well, I suppose displeased would probably cover it fairly well. I definitely need to get some more dogfighting in before I end this run, though. Take the wheelbarrow out and blow some stuff up. Speaking of wheelbarrows, I've almost given up hope that the Armco Scum server will open up again. I feel a powerful need to doink puppets in the head with a bow. Unfortunately, it's just not fun single player. And it's definitely not fun trying to do it on a PvP enabled public server. I'm not sure which would be less fun, to be honest. Your standard experience on a official public server would be not great. And single player just kind of, I don't know, feels pointless. And honestly, multiplayer is kind of pointless too, but at least it's more interesting. You're running around collecting all this loot, and realistically, the characters I like to play tend not to use any of that loot. Most of it anyway. If you have a choice between not picking up loot in a game that's all about looting,
Explosion imminent.
or you can pick up loot that you know people want but you don't happen to want.
Danger.
I do guess that, well, I was about to say that the NPC traders would make that better for single player than it used to be, but I'm not sure if that actually would be true. Because then that would just ensure that you would find everything that your character needed much faster, because you could buy some of it. We're starting to have maneuvering problems already. Got a few of those annoying little guys stuck against our hull. It's not a serious issue though, thankfully. Oh well. Oh, on the bright side, now that the trip is put off, that does mean that I will be around for Armco Cave-In, which means there's going to be some Team Fortress 2 happening on the channel here in a day or two. When is that exactly? I think it was the... what day is that? Let me actually check. Cave-In. Cave-In is happening... the 3rd. Okay, cool. Saturday, September 3rd. So this Saturday at 5 o'clock p.m. That should be fun. I haven't played Team Fortress 2 in a while, and Team Fortress with the Armco crazies tends to be pretty good. Even with the time we ended up with somebody who was expert at playing spy and just ran around and killed everybody over and over and over again. Or back when I got internet at home for the first time, one of the first multiplayer games I went and played was Team Fortress 2. Or what year that would have been. It wasn't that long ago, though. I keep wanting to say 2007, but I'm not 2017, but I'm not sure if that's right. Sometime around then. Plus or minus a year. Well, definitely not plus. It could have been anywhere from 2015 to 2017. I have to look it up. Pretty sure it might have been. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It was definitely long after the point where Team Fortress 2 was past its prime.
Explosion imminent.
But some games just never quite die.
Danger.
Don't remember how many hours I have in that game. Not enough. And after Team Fortress 2 came Guns of Icarus, which unfortunately is basically dead. RIP. How are they doing against the other station? Okay, they're not doing much. The hazardous region's gonna be here soon. Okay, this needs to go away. I'm gonna grab one of the unnamed sins and send it back. You. Congratulations, I have a new job for you. Remove all orders. Go blow up the thing. And then when you're done blowing up the thing, come back so I know where to find you. Kaboom. Not quite. Kaboom soon.
Xenon defense platform.
Kaboom soon.
Explosion imminent.
There, kaboom.
Danger.
Okay. Just need to let the guns cool a little bit. Down to our last segment. They might, maybe, possibly be shooting at it finally. I wish they would hurry up. Okay, it's down to 14% hull. How are things going on the home front? Let's check the resources on the first steps. Okay. Copy track substrate is up to 12k. We could definitely buy a couple of Asgards if we wanted to. Silicon carbide, metallic microlattice are both in good ranges. Helium is actually coming up for the first time in a while. We have been selling, actually selling some energy, columns. Selling some energy cells. Buying a bit of food, no big deal. Quite a few energy cells, actually. I'm honestly a little surprised. What did you buy? Metallic microlattice? Okay. Surprised. It looks like I was expecting to see a lot of sold ships. Like, I mean, apparently we sold somebody a Sin for 20 million. The Terrans bought a Sin off of us. Okay. I mean, it would have sold for probably double that if I had sold it. And if I had built it and then sold it, but... Okay. I expected to see a lot more sold ships in here, though. Mostly it's trade sales to energy traders. So apparently we've crossed the line of our energy cells being the cheapest in the area. How much money do we have in the station account? 123 million. Okay. You're just going to lose some of that money. Sorry. I know you think you need 300 million to be happy, but you don't. So that brings our money up to 163 million. That, honestly, we're probably not going to do anything with, because it looks like we do have all the Dragon Raiders available. The Rattlesnake is indeed here and docked. Does it have all the stuff on it that I ordered? It does. Okay. I do believe that we are ready to go ahead with the split mission whenever I want to do that. Which probably that's going to be the first thing to happen next time. Because the last thing to happen this time is going to be this station going boom. Which apparently isn't far off. Now, so next stream, which the next stream is going to be... What did I say I was going to probably do? Tropical 4, I think? We'll see. I haven't settled on that. It's just an idea. But it's definitely going to be a Nostalgia Night stream. So some older game that I haven't played in a long time. And then the stream after that, so the Friday stream, is going to be more X4. That will be continuing the split story. We'll see if we can get everybody back under Zyrith Dominion control. Let's see. What do we have in the way of raid targets? It looks like AF is playing Borrow Trauma. That... Not sure if that's a good idea. Okay, station go boom. How about the station next to us? How is it doing? The power plant is slowly dying. We have another defense station, and then we have the Xenon Wharf left. And then the Xenon will be cleared out of this area. Hopefully the Paranid will retake their... Well, this needs to go still, but we have a Sin on the way to deal with that. Hopefully the Paranid will retake their rightful position in the universe, and if they don't, then hopefully the Split take it instead. Oh, look! The Split has settled Rise Defiance. And they're in the process of settling this one here, too. Heck yeah. Autosave, you are blocking my happiness. Come on. Matrix 598. These two have been gray for a while. Now the Split are taking them finally. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Hopefully they follow up by taking these. The Talati are going to take this one, it looks like. Oh, Matrix number 9. Nobody's building anything yet, but the Talati are taking Matrix 451. Family Takur. There's some free family stations here already, but they are not building a defensive station yet. That's unfortunate. Okay. But expansion into the cleared Xenon systems is happening. It's a good deal here. Somehow the TRI built a wharf in the middle of Xenon space. That sounds like a bad time for everybody involved. I'm really hoping the Split take this if the Paranid don't. The Paranid have stations there, but they haven't started building anything. Anyway. On this very happy note, I think I'm going to save the game. Let's see. Here we go. Your F key stopped working in game? You don't think it was caps lock? I do have to say that... Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what would make the F key stop. But anyway, I think I'm going to send you guys over to see Af. He is playing Borrow Trauma. And acting all F-frightened. Actually, he's not, but anyway. Okay. F-writing. _1. I did have some trouble with my controllers acting weird at the beginning of this stream, but that was because I had keyboard focus and something else. Can't get in your dang ship after a reload. That's not good. Okay, /raid. There we go. Okay, so I will see you guys all later. Hopefully tomorrow for probably Tropico. We'll see. I am going to turn the volume on the excessively cheerful music down a little bit, though, because I listened to way too many hours of that as a kid. I put a lot of hours into that game once upon a time. And then we'll be back with more X4 on Friday to continue our rampaging through Xenon space and to complete the Split mission. But until then, I hope you enjoy watching Af drown. I certainly am going to. And yeah, I hope you all have an awesome night. Good luck with your own whatever games you have to be playing or streams you're watching or whatever after we're done here. And I'll see you all later. Have a good night and goodbye.